afternoon, we are starting to stream a little early so that you all can hear the bagpipers. All right. Hope you got really good reception on that for our young set of six. That means 3 drummers and 3 bagpipers, as is tradition. For the pipes and drums to play before the final draw at the end of a tournament, which is what this is. And if you don't appreciate bagpipes, you're not allowed over at Bo's house. Try it now. Try it again.
Okay. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't like bagpipes,
poo on you.
Right, my dad would not have let you in the house.
Okay.
All right. For those just tuning in, I'm Bo Dewar. She's Janine Green. We may grab some guests over the course of this. The final of the Glitter Bombspiel. I will run through who's who later.
There's Bo.
Hi. Hi, people in my band. I know you tuned in for the first one. So, yeah, stick around for that one. Wow, I look good in this shot.
Yeah, you do.
Wow, that's weird. I'm usually not very photogenic. But
you are. It's got to be the bagpipes.
Gotta be the bagpipes. All
Gotta
right.
be the bagpipes.
The Scottish part of my family will appreciate that. I was part
Yes.
of, my ancestors on one side were part of the McGregor clan. You may remember we
Ooh.
came in third in a two-way power struggle in Scotland.
Well, sorry to say, I'm from the other part. My ancestry runs a little bit through Wales.
Ah.
And I did have the occasion on vacation We did a day trip over to Wales. Oh, let's see if we can hear Courtney giving the toast. Okay, no, he really could. Wow, for the first time we couldn't hear Courtney.
She must be tired.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, and by the way, oh, I'm sorry. We'll try to catch a little bit more of whatever Courtney's saying.
All right, we are resetting the cameras. Woohoo!
All right, so we're almost ready to start. I have my quiche, I have my beer, I have my phone,
Breakfast casserole.
and I have the curling socks that I just bought from Deb McCormick, the Olympian who is here today, selling
Representing Goldwine. Absolutely. And during our break, I bought a new broom head from said Ms. Debbie
Excellent.
McCormick.
I'm
from
not good enough to have
Goldwine.
my own broom. So
Oh, I do. And got with the like the lime green, the limeade color. Unfortunately, as soon as I hung it up, I realized the other person who has the same broom as I do from Goldline also has that same colored head broom.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh no. All right, I'll have to put some extra tape on it to distinguish between hers and mine.
All right. So, to run through our lineups, I'm going to work my way, I think, upward to our final. Of course, I'm not sure between the B event and the C event which of those teams won more games. Anyway, I'll start.
Oop, hold up.
I will start with the C event, which is on sheet D, just to confuse you, and triangle people.
All right, wow.
Okay, there.
Oh.
Okay, that's better. So if I don't move at all, which is going to make eating difficult, then we should be fine. I'll try to mute and eat with the right side of my mouth. Okay, so for triangle people tuning in, welcome again. So your team is on sheet D. Pride Rock, skipped by.
Okay, we're having issues. We may.
I'm going to switch
headsets.
headphones.
What number is that?
This is number 3.
Okay. Holding. We're in a holding pattern for Drew to come back, and we're about to get started. What I can tell you, you should be on. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, there
All right,
it is.
so continuing now. On sheet C, you have Pride Rock from Triangle, where Marilyn Hayes played the game of her life in our last session. Chris Allen is the skip. Chris Allen's the vice. Mike Mills, not the REM bass player, is the second. Chris O'Sullivan is the lead. They are playing Golden Curls from Ottawa. Matthew LaForge is the skip. Patrick O'Neill is the vice. Mike McGuire is second. Chris Elder is the lead. Our B event final on sheet C is the Husbands. That is another Plainfield and Potomac mix. We've had a couple of those. Kyle Foster is the skip. Wilson Coe is the vice. I just heard Courtney Shaw mention my name. That can't be good. Peter Van Buren is the second. Jeff Carr is the lead. They are playing Windy City Rainbows from Windy City, which I assume is Chicago, and not someplace as windier. It could be someplace on the coast. Eric Reithel is the skip. They flipped their second and vice. The vice is Glory Adams Cassidy. The second is Tom Era. The lead is Linda Era. Over on sheet A, this is essentially the third place games. The D event final, these are people who have worked their way, they believe they've only lost once in this tournament. That is Kay Thanks Bye from Potomac. You just saw win the extra in match against Courtney Shaw, also from Potomac. That is Michael Dobbs is the skip. Christina Lessie is the vice. Bruce Black is second. Rebecca Knowles, Dr. Knowles, moving to Ottawa soon, is the lead. They are playing Queer the House, the youngsters from Potomac. And in fact, I saw one of them warming up for this session by doing burpees, which just seems like overkill to me. But anyway, Cedar Kennedy is the skip. Diana Black is the vice. Hudson Kennedy is the second. Odessa Herrera is the lead. Our feature sheet and the final. The winner of this is the winner of the Glitter Bombspiel. It is Stable Bleep Geniuses from Potomac. Michael Fry, Mike Kriz, Brandon Morse, Susan Armiger. They are playing Bond Curls, and you will be able to see who they are. They have names of Bond Girls on the back, like Plenty O'Toole, Holly Goodhead, Kissy Suzuki, and they have
Strawberry Fields.
Strawberry Fields is the other one. That is excellent. And they have with the pink on navy shirts. They are from Royal Canadian, and that is Mark Field, which explains the Strawberry Fields, Patrick Lamb, Jordan Stewart, and Chris Furmanek.
Okay,
Play is underway on each sheet. We will focus mostly on our championship game, but we will mention the other games, especially, we have listeners from Triangle. We'll keep you updated on what I can see of sheet D. And you'll hear a lot of noise from the warm room because Courtney is, in fact, behind us. So I might mute on occasion. I'm now 3? Yeah, I'm now 3.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to eat a little bit.
All right. I believe we have the teams in their correct colors on the scoreboard. Red and yellow. Okay, now granted the scoreboard is up just for now. It will be up most the time during this game. But we wanted to let you know who's red, who's yellow. But since there's no score to show, I'm going to give you more of the screen to see the start. So, as I said, we are on our feature sheet B as in Bravo, but this is the A final on sheet B, just to keep you all confused and on your toes. We're here at the Potomac Curling Club on a beautiful Sunday midday. And we'll quickly say, thank you, God, for a good day and good curling to all. All right, here is a view of the house currently on sheet B. And we call sheet B our feature sheet because our cameras are trained the best over sheet B. We do have some vision on other sheets, and we will try to show you what is happening on all 4 games here.
All right, so I'll say hello again after having a couple of nice bites of the
breakfast.
The other team that has some names on the back, you have the Golden Girl over on sheet D, playing your triangle team. I can see one of them has Blanche. The one in the hack right now, I should get a view of that. That is Dorothy.
Yes, it is Dorothy.
Yes, it is Dorothy. So, our sheet C game is Device Rots. Most of our games are getting Device Rots right now. So things are getting interesting. In this game, you can see from the overhead, we have 3 yellow in the house and 1 red, and the red is second or third shot. Again, red is Stable Bleep Geniuses from Potomac, and yellow is Bond Curls from Royal Canadian. Did we know what city Royal Canadian is from? They're thought we knew.
We did on Friday night.
Okay. I'll ask Courtney when she's done.
Yes.
Royal Canadian is from Toronto. Thank you to Bradley Hayward for the confirmation there.
We're sitting one. I don't mind. This one's not going to go far, but we could roll here. How much weight do you want? Normal?
Let it work first. Yep.
Make sure it's here.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes! Normal!
On its own.
Whoa! All the way! Whoa!
Lots of weight being thrown by Kissy Suzuki. All right, I'll try to change the cameras in a fashion that you can see most of the action, but you know, life is not perfect, so.
Kissy Suzuki, also known as Patrick Lamb, but we may just go with Kissy Suzuki for the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Mike Kriz now in the hack to throw for the Potomac team, Stable Bleep Geniuses. They have the hammer in this end. We know who has the hammer on 2 of these sheets. We aren't quite sure who has hammer. Okay, on sheet A, I believe hammer is with the yellow Queer the House. If I am counting correctly from the number of rocks that are remaining. Sheet C, the hammer belongs to the husbands in yellow. And actually, they have confirmation on the scoreboard on the other end on sheet A. Again, we will be focusing most of our attention on sheet B. It is the final of the Glitter Bombspiel.
The A final.
The A final, that's right. 2 teams playing for the championship. And they win, what do they win?
I don't know. I think there are some very beautiful coffee mugs sitting, you know, half hidden in the back on of the warm room. So perhaps those are the prizes. They're rather beautiful, I must say.
Lots of room.
Other than that, well, you get bragging rights, but it's all friendly, so it's not smack talk. It's
It is curling. It's bound to be friendly.
yep. Sorry, folks. You want smack? You have to find another sport. We're very happy to say. So
There is one guy who shall remain nameless who was training people on a Saturday. It was not Keith. And came out with this weird delivery, and with no sweeping, it stopped barely in the back of the 12-foot. And he says, perfect. I'm thinking, in what sense? I didn't say anything, though, because that would not be proper curling etiquette.
but again, if that's what he was going for, that is perfect.
Maybe he was going for the back of the 12-foot.
Yeah.
So. And some people work with interesting deliveries. You see some people, in fact, the one of the youngsters on sheet A, that would be Diana Black, has one of those deliveries where she gets her body parallel to the ice almost, and
And it stays that way.
stays that way through her delivery, which is very impressive. I think if I did that in anything, you would have to call a doctor. And then you have some people who sort of wobble and throw against their bodies, and it works.
I'm a stick curler.
Okay.
I'm working on walking a straight line. Yeah, and sorry, I mean, with just coffee in my system, still working on walking a straight line and not wobbling when I deliver with the stick.
The senior quote in my yearbook in high school, I chose from Doctor Who.
Oh.
This would be the old Doctor Who, because the new Doctor Who did not exist when I was in high school.
Well, yeah.
In fact, I believe it was the 3rd Doctor, John Pertwee, and who said, a straight line may be the shortest distance between 2 points, but is by no means the most interesting.
Absolutely. I didn't know that quote. I agree heartily, and I resemble that. And more. Okay, but enough about us. It's all about the curling. All right.
For our triangle friends, I can tell you that they have the hammer, and they are facing a crowded, I don't know about a crowded house. There's some traffic in front. I believe their opponents are the Golden Curls from Ottawa. I believe they are line 1. Marilyn Hayes is lining up what I'm sure is another high degree of difficulty shot that she will convert with ease. The shots that she threw when she was on sheet B right in front of us in the 9 o'clock session were just out of this world.
And we hope you saw those. If you missed it, then you did miss something special. But is it saved on YouTube?
It is saved on YouTube. You can go back and watch it again.
Go back and watch it again. Oh, it looks like Bradley Hayward retracted something, but hey, at least we know you're out there, Bradley. Tuning in. We appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see the... Once they crouch down, you can see more of them when the scoreboard is up. So occasionally, you know, for certain tight shots, I will pull the scoreboard down so you can see more of the stones and more of the action. Again, don't fret the scoreboard. We're golden right back up. All right, here we go. Overhead. Nice takeout. And leaving the red and shot. That's shot rocket, excuse me.
That was a skip rock for, from Michael Fry from Potomac.
Update on sheet, oops, not C, my apologies. Update on sheet D.
Sheet D, and so Marilyn Hayes facing, I believe, 1 yellow there, has come through with 1 to score for triangle.
Oop. Okay, well, they went to hang it in the wrong place, but they got it now. Okay, sheet C also has 1-0. Windy City Rainbow has 1. Let's get back to...
In fact, our feature game is shaping up as the slowest, not by much. Which is unusual because our young guns from Potomac clear the house, usually have a lot of traffic in the house, making it impossible to clear the house. And in fact, they do have a lot of traffic again. This is the last rock now for Bond Curls from Royal Canadian from their skip Mark Field, otherwise known as Strawberry Fields. Looks like he is just trying to draw one in that would out-count that red. These sweepers are on
working hard. Oh,
and
let's give you the overhead, overhead, overhead. Will it do it? Will they do it?
And they have shot just by a short time, just by a short distance.
Okay, and there is 1 more stone to go. So can't start putting up a score quite yet. Yes.
On sheet A, Clear the House is sweeping everything in their path. You know, it's the first end. We just swept. You know, just saying. Sheet C, that was a steal of 1 for Windy City Rainbows. That, again, is the B final. B and C finalists came through a very complicated stage to get here. Our D final over on sheet A is actually essentially the 3rd place game between K Thain Spy and Clear the House, both.
Oh, I thought they were the 3rd. Well, I thought the
third place.
3rd place? Well, then that would be the C final.
No, the 3rd place is the D final.
Really?
Yes, because the D, if you look at the draw, which you can find on Curl DC, the D finalists are the ones who, the D finalists are the ones who drop out the latest.
Okay.
So as we say all that, we have just seen a takeout for, I believe, 2 in our feature game.
So we're going to put that up, assuming we got it correct, as 2 red. Indeed, that is what they are posting. Yay!
Hey.
Oh, hold on.
And I am going to go double check the progress of things.
On
and
sheet A?
I'm going to double check and make sure that the D finalists are the ones who have lost the least, aside from our final course in Sheet B. On Sheet A, that would be a steal of 2 for K. Thanks by the skipped by Michael Dobbs. Again, 4 people from Potomac who have had quite an impact on this club in their volunteer life and teaching people and doing a wonderful job. Be right back.
And promoting the sport. And if you haven't heard this before, us folks, ussins, at the Potomac Curling Club, we are a 100% volunteer club. Everyone on the ice team, the kitchen crew, the webcasting, commentating crew, the folks, making sure everyone can be hydrated while playing out on the ice. The folks serving juice to those folks who are not playing at this time. Everyone here, it's all volunteer all the time. And we have many different programs and events. I know Bo has mentioned them. There's the Saturday morning breakfast extravaganza that I participate in. I work in the kitchen for that one. And there's also the Tuesday matinee. I believe there's a Wednesday matinee, Wednesday evening, Ladies League, Men's League, Capital League. We have a whole bunch of different leagues going on. And some places you can come in and learn to curl. Again, we also rent our facility out. So if you have a group of family, friends, or coworkers and you want to give this sport a try, please check out our website at curldc.org. That's curldc.org. And we would love to have you come down and visit us. Everyone will be nice. We don't boo if you have a bad shot. Mostly it's like, rats, and then move on. So again, please check out our website, curldc.org. And if you give me a moment here, I can tell you some more activities that are coming up. For example, next weekend, the Windy City Open is from the 17th to the 20th. That's October. And also out in Tempe, Arizona, the Donna Perkey Women's Classic is the 18th to the 20th. Now, this is October we're talking. Then the following week, and October 25 to 27, is the Israel Curling Federation Bonspiel and Fundraiser. That is up in Detroit, Michigan, or Detroit, depending upon how you'd like to say it. All right, moving over to November. Yeah, curling season has begun. We're zipping through the months here. Oh, let's watch this stone. Ooh, all right, it took out the red one in the front of the house. So if you look overhead, it looks like the shot rock is one red. Going back to the hack again. All right, back in November on the 9th and 10th, we have the 14th annual Junior Bonspiel here at Potomac Curling Club, and these are for our younger curlers. And then the week following, November 22nd through 24th, here at Potomac, we have our Embassy Row Bonspiel, and this time the focus is on the country of Greece. Last year was Scotland. We had wonderful traditional Scottish foods. I had a member of our club who is Scottish, who grew up in Scotland, but he and his wife live here in the U.S., so we've got some really yummy recipes. But this year, the country was Greece. So I look forward to spanakopita and some baklava. And if we continue looking forward in December, yeah, we're just zipping on through here. The 6th through the 8th of December is the Women's Mid-Atlantic Bonspiel. And this time it is held here at Potomac Curling Club. Oh, really busy this year.
Well, we have hosted some wonderful events over the years. In fact, to tie two things together, the Junior Bonspiel and big events here. Last year, Potomac Curling Club hosted the Grand National Curling Club, which is essentially a large part of the East Coast, hosted the Mixed Championship. That was won by 3 juniors from our club, along with Sydney Mulaney from somewhere in Pennsylvania.
We believe
And
it was Bucks County.
right, Butts County, and it was the skip for that is Hunter Clausen, who's been through the high performance juniors program and plays now for Todd Burr's team, which is a contender in the national championships. Along with Catherine Gori-Vanova, another young player, Eli Clausen, Hunter's brother, another young player. They went on to win the U.S. championship. They are currently in Aberdeen, Scotland, where they dropped their first game to a Spanish team that was the silver medalist last year, and went on to beat Brazil 12-2. So they are 1-1 over in Aberdeen.
Indeed,
Yes,
indeed.
indeed.
And these are younger players, so they've got quite a curling future ahead of them. Okay, back to the hack. I believe this would be Jordan Stewart. For the folks tuning in, we're going to ask you if you can identify which James Bond movie each of these Bond curl characters appeared in. Oh, here we go. Watch this, and yep, nice takeout.
There they go. My wife would know which Bond films all these people were in. I would not.
Well, I know we discussed this a couple of times over the weekend, so we're going to rely upon you online to the 18 of you that it seems to be tuning in presently.
People from my band probably know.
Okay.
I know they have tuned in.
All right, so their skip is Strawberry Fields. That'll be the first question. What movie did Strawberry Fields appear in? Bo, do you know this?
Strawberry Fields.
I know this because I was told the answer Friday night.
I'm going to go with Magical Mystery Tour, just because I'm more of a Beatles fan than a Bond fan.
Okay, wrong answer. That did not make our survey, folks. I'll let the folks online kind of struggle with that for a little bit longer. Because again, I didn't know the answer. Someone had to tell me. But if you're working ahead of time, this is Patrick Lamb.
So this was the first of the Vicerots. His team.
And a nice
Yes.
takeout again. Moving on, takeout for
Actually,
takeout.
my mistake. The first of his Vicerots, the second of the Vicerots in total, because Windy City does, of course, or Bond Curls does indeed have a hammer, having given up 2 to Stable Bleak Geniuses. It'll be first of our games, or first of our hymns.
All right, holding up. Again, I see a takeout in our future. Ooh. Oh, but this was not a takeout and stay. The house is empty. There is nobody home right now.
Reminds me of when, as you can probably hear, Courtney Shaw. I'll wait till Courtney Shaw is finished gawking at the Men of Curling calendar.
Is that what they're reviewing?
Which I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. On Family Guy, as this one sails through, so we'll still have an empty house, Family Guy did a parody of the great Match Game, the original Match Game.
Oh, with Gene Rayburn and the long, skinny microphone.
Gene Rayburn, the long, skinny microphone. Richard Dawson occupying the center spot in the bottom row. Charles Nelson Riley and Brett Summers up on the top row, and then rotating people around them. And the question was, Freddie Forgetful was so forgetful that when he tried to remember things, he often drew a blank.
So what did you...
Yes, I am a regular font of useless pop culture knowledge. of kind of dad rock and dad TV things.
Sorry, I am not as familiar with Family Guy. I watch more of the shows on the MHZ network, and that's the network if you do get it on your cable and or satellite service provider.
It's very international.
They show shows. Haha, they show shows. Haha. What they do present is entertaining shows from all over the planet except the U.S. So if you speak Spanish, not a problem. There's some Spanish shows. If you speak Italian, then you can definitely look out for Inspector Montalbano, which I like to watch. If you're from Denmark, then you've got Unit 1. If you speak Swedish, there's a couple of different choices, one of which is Beck.
And congratulations if you do.
Martin Beck, character played by Peter Haber. Yes, these are the shows that I watch, that I DVR and watch.
I switched to Hulu where none of that is available.
You may get Beck. You have to
Okay.
take a peek, and it's rather good. I don't know if it's an active show still in Sweden, but again, like watching a lot of crime shows, a lot of detective shows, especially not from the U.S. This way we can see what others consider good TV. All right.
I'm trying to compile records from past rounds to let you know about how all these teams got here. So you can see now Kissy Suzuki is holding the broom for Strawberry Fields.
Okay, and speaking of Strawberry Fields, she was in the Quantum of Solace Bond movie. She was the lovely gal with red hair who was then killed because the bad guys poured oil all over her body so her skin couldn't breathe.
I've heard that's a myth, just like in,
Yeah.
was it Goldfinger where they covered the woman in gold and
Yes.
she died?
Yes.
Okay.
I heard that they did have to leave a patch of skin ungolded so that her skin could breathe, but whatever the case may be. So, Strawberry Fields appeared in the Bond film, good Lord, Quantum of Solace.
I just remember that I met the film Quantum of Solace with a modicum of indifference.
Oh.
Sheet D, we have another steal for red, which is Pride Rock from Triangle. So congratulations, Triangle people. Your team is up 3-0 over Golden Curls from Ottawa. I can't make the nil joke about Ottawa because they do not have a team in Major League Soccer.
Okay. All right, the cameras are not being helpful again. Some of the extra bells and whistle programming made the system believe that we were on N3 and moved all the cameras around, so trying to get them back in order because we're on N2.
And we are seeing the hammer now from our Bond Curls, including Strawberry Field, going to Kissy Suzuki, as I get Nutella on my jeans, as I often do. So we'll see, is this going to be a blank attempt?
It could very well be, but we can tell you that on sheet C, the husbands have scored 3 in their second end. So they are now ahead of Windy City Rainbow 3-1.
I can't see where the shot's going because Kissy Suzuki is still crouched down very much on it, but it does look like they've gone for the blank, and they will get it.
Get it.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Putting up that 0 on the scoreboard, which is now on screen.
So in honor of Freddie Forgetful, we have a blank.
Oh, is it Frank or Freddie Forgetful?
I think it was Freddie.
We're so forgetful that sometimes he remembers blank. Oh, okay. On sheet A, they posted K, thanks, bye, scored 2 in their first end. So we would try to keep up with all these score changes. As soon as they post them, we will pass them along.
Wait only. Okay. Got one high house. Line is great.
Oh, let me move the scoreboard a second. All right, it's in the back 12 circle. There you go. Back to the hack. All right, I believe this is Chris Fermanic of Bond Curls team.
Okay, do you need help? Okay. Line's good. Yeah.
All right, the next Bond girl or woman, Holly Goodhead. Which movie did Holly Goodhead appear in?
That was at least one that I've seen. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but I do know I've seen that one.
I can give you a hint. It has something to do with space.
Oh, Moonraker. Yes, I still get nightmares about the about the laser fight scene in that, because that seems like the most depressing way to fulfill your military service, is to be basically drifting in space for a battle in which 3/4 of you are going to die, because there's no way you can be wounded, there's no way you can be captured, there's no way you can retreat. You're basically just floating out there until someone shoots away part of your space chute, and you drift up there for all eternity, getting ready to bump into a space station. So I thought that was not just really kind of creepy, but it was also bad for traffic up in space, where there is already too much debris.
Okay.
That's my editorial comment on Moonraker. Other than that, I also remember the Mad Magazine parody, which I will not get into now. As I said, I am a font of useless knowledge.
They found. All right, here we go. And we've got a takeout of the redstone that was at the front end. We still have the redstone at the back of the 12. All right, going back to the hack. I believe this could be the Brandon Morse of the Stable Geniuses. I'm going to shorten their name. Oh, pay attention. Here's a bell and whistle. Ooh. Got Brandon Morse's name up on the screen. And it will disappear shortly as soon as I change cameras. All right, we will try to get that. Whoops. Premature camera change. Sorry. Oh, a nice center guard. Oh, did it touch? No, it does not touch. But it is definitely a center guard. Back to the hack. I believe this would be Jordan Stewart.
I have almost finished figuring out every team's path to get here.
Yeah, get him out there.
Well, almost doesn't count except in horseshoes and hand grenades. So.
Well, and curling, you could say that shot was almost on the button,
Yeah,
and it might
almost.
still
Yes, it would be legitimate.
be useful. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, the next Bond girl, Plenty O'Toole.
Okay, that's fine. Good shot.
Oop, moving the scoreboard. Ah, the yellow is also in the back 12, but it is in front of, so right now yellow is shot rock. And for new curlers, that means if this was the end of the end, then yellow would be scoring 1. But We're not at the end of the end. At least not yet. So we're looking for the Bond movie with Plenty O'Toole. And then afterwards, for bonus points, which Bond film did Kissy Suzuki appear in? And that is just quietly floating into the 8-foot. Back to the hat. Whoops, sorry. Where his face is covered. There we go.
We don't have a lot of room to roll this way without hitting something.
I believe we have an update on sheet A. Queer the House got 3 in the second end, so they are ahead of K, thanks, bye, 3-2. And I believe this is Jordan Stewart from the Bond Curls team in the hack. Pushing off. Oh, nice gentle release. You see that? He just kind of let it go, let it slide.
I did that before I got new shoes, and now my shoes take me so far down the ice that I sort of go, help!
Okay, so just like early Nike commercial, it's got to be the shoes.
That's right.
All right, getting your overhead view here. Okay, safely in the 4-foot. Again, shot rock would now be 1 yellow. If this was the end of the end. But now I believe up next, Mike Kriz from the Stable Geniuses team. Oh, excuse me.
As they often say, if this were the end of the end, they would be very surprised.
Mm-hmm. Entering the field of play. Oh, let's give you the. Well, let's see. Oh, okay. Very nicely done by the red team, the Stable Geniuses. They are now sitting 2. Those novice curlers, again, that means if this was the end of the end,
They would be very
scoring
surprised.
would be 2 red, yes. But it is not at this time. So we continue. Patrick Lamb of Bond Curls.
And someone is very excited about that shot.
Oh, yeah.
Hard! You gotta keep it out there hard! Really hard!
We are in the 3rd end. I'll wait till he finishes.
Hard!
I believe that's Kissy Suzuki with the very loud voice.
I'm
Or someone
not
at the other end.
sure.
So,
Back here, let's show you the overhead. Ooh. It's kind of close.
yeah,
The
it
same
is.
hole, it
I
looks like
think red will be lying 1 there.
Yeah.
Red, of course, belongs to Stable Bleep Geniuses, which leads 2-0 after our second end had a score of 0. Sorry, I am a soccer guy. The left-handed delivery now of Mike Kriz from Stable Bleep Geniuses. I have, by the way, finally sorted out who beat whom on the way to get here, more or less. I am missing 1 game from Golden Curls. I do not know how they dropped from the B to the C bracket.
There we go. Still looks like shot rock is red. Okay, let us back to the hack. Again, Patrick Lamb of Bond Curls. Now, Kissy Suzuki was in one of the, if I remember correctly, the Bond, who played Bond was, the Scotsman, all of a sudden, think about blanks.
Sean Connery?
Thank you, yeah, him.
Final lead! Yep! Final lead!
It was
Hard!
ooh, wide pass, that red guard. Oh, is this gonna go out the back? No, It's going to hang on the back of the 8.
I'm sure they're happy it got past the guard. I'm not sure
Mhm.
they're happy with
Just.
how far it drifted.
Just.
Right. So we are to skip rods now. Michael Fry, the skip for Staple Geniuses.
Let's get Michael's name up there on screen. Okay. I think that's sheet D where we were hearing.
Must be. Sheet D, your triangle folks have a lot of rods in the house, and we will just leave it at that because we don't really have a view of sheet D from where we are sitting. And actually, that was the last rock. They are kicking them away. We'll give you a score update from there in a second. They are actually the first sheet to finish the third end. I believe these would be Bond Girls. Oh, no, this would be Stable Geniuses.
First skip.
Yeah.
Looking at the overhead.
Yeah, well, they are lying too. But those two are not guarded.
They are indeed vulnerable.
So Bond Curls, they come in throwing a lot of weight.
All right, as you see, the Bond Curls, Skip and Vice are discussing strategy, looking at their different options. And you can also see over on sheet C, looks like Windy City Rainbow, Skip and his Vice, they are also discussing strategy. Saying, what do you want to do?
On sheet A, which is basically our third place gang, Queer the House, our young kids from Potomac, seem to have 3 in the house after another marvelous delivery by Diana Black. And it just occurred to me, Diana Black is playing against her father.
Oh, what do you know?
Yeah. We had a couple of possible family matchups here. We could have had Courtney Shaw versus Melvin Shaw, but that did not work that way.
Not this time.
Right.
How's it going over here, Bo?
It's going very well, Courtney. Do you want to join me?
Still doesn't want to join us.
But you were so entertaining yesterday. I learned much about David Bowie. That's Courtney Shaw, our irrepressible Bonspiel organizer, who has also advanced fairly far in the Bonspiel herself. Strawberry Fields now delivering the first of his skip rods. They maintain the hammer with that blank in the second end.
And the skip was Mark Field, hence that's why he picked the Bond Girl that he did.
Not a ton of weight. Looks like he's trying to draw into the pocket, maybe. Well, he left himself in pretty good shape. He's left one that's going to be fairly difficult to take out. Certainly, there's going to be no way to get rid of that yellow without getting rid of the red behind it. So either way, could be looking at a draw for 2.
Show them discussing their strategy.
And thank you for the LOL, Tim Leroy, of 8 minutes ago while I was busy trying to look up how these teams did.
Great work on the commentary. Yeah, my response to that is, really? Okay. Okay, thanks, bye. Okay, thanks, bye. Anyway. Yes, Bo and I are having a great time here, watching, discussing, commentating. Oh, update on sheet
D. Yeah, the Golden Curls have taken one back against Pride Rock of Triangle.
Oh, I was looking at C. They seem to be tied at 3-all. Okay, looking at D. Yes, you are correct.
Right.
Is this the story of her body?
Our feature sheet is the only one that has not finished its third. No, actually, sheet A has not finished its third end either. Sheet C and D have finished their third ends, and they are throwing lead rocks on the fourth. Having quite a discussion here.
Yes.
Stable Geniuses from Potomac, perhaps in a little bit of trouble. They could somehow just tap that yellow one that's in the 4-foot out a little bit, maybe to where it is third shot. Then they might be in business to at least hold to one. The broom is fairly wide, so it does look like it's going to be a fairly soft weight shot on the intern side going in toward the center. Looks like it has decent weight for where it needs to go. Not quite sure about the curl. The sweepers are on it, got on it when it started to curl. It's got to go more than that. It has got to go more than that. There's all three sweepers on it now. Well, this will plug up a draw path. And the other draw path is difficult. There is a guard that, actually no, that guard is, well, no, there is a center line guard. So not the easiest of draws to get a second one into the other side of the 4-foot. Really no way to head in from the left. So the shot that was just thrown will block that. Another foot or two, and that would have been a terrific shot from Stable Geniuses. But even as is, I think it's going to be awfully difficult for Bond Curls to pick up a second one here and tie this game. We're up to 20 now. Please, 20 viewers now. Please let us know where you're from, and if there's a particular team you want us to mention besides the feature sheet. I would have guessed that a lot of you are from Triangle. And Bond Curls has opted for the left path. I don't know where they plan to go with this. They're lying one, and they have a nightmare scenario here of tapping the red into the 4-foot. No, he has, I did not think that rock could get through there, and it did. Shows what I know. All right, and that is a cowbell clanker for the Bond Curls.
And I think we're now tied at 2-2.
We are now tied at 2-2. So I will give you, I can give you an update on how all these teams got here. So our A final, our feature game on sheet B, all three of these teams are unbeaten, or all two of these teams. Obviously, there's no three-way curling, although this is the LGBT-themed Bonspiel, so don't tempt them.
Don't. And
So,
friends.
Right. So the Bond Curls defeated Dolly Rocks, Sparkle Motion 2.0, and House of Lalabia to get here. Stable Geniuses defeated Pride Rocks from Triangle, Golden Curls, who are playing each other right now, and K Thanks Bye, which is also on the ice right now. So actually all three of the teams Stable Geniuses beat are here on the ice tonight, or tonight, seems like tonight, it's this afternoon. Bond Girls, all three of theirs are out right now. The D final is indeed for teams that are 3-1. They won their first two, lost in the A event semifinals, and won the D event semifinals to advance here. So K Thanks Bye defeated Bowie's Babes, Glitterly Amazing, lost to Stable Geniuses, and beat House of Lalabia. Queer the House beat Husbands, playing here tonight. Or Have a Stiff One While You're Away, lost the House of Lalabia, and beat Eggplant Emoji earlier today to advance to the D final, which is, again, essentially the third place game. The B semifinal, these teams also are either 2-1 or 3-1. Each of them lost their first games. Husbands lost to Clear the House. Windy City Rainbows lost to Glitterly Amazing. They've had to win their way back through this to get to the B semifinal. The C teams have taken different paths to get here. Pride Rock is 2-2. They lost to Stable Geniuses, lost to 8s across the board, then beat Glitterly Amazing in the last game this morning. Did they play 8s again? It appears that they did, and then turned around and won. Golden Curls, I'm a little unsure about their path. They did lose to Stable Geniuses. They've had to play a couple more games to get here. And they, in their last game, beat Stefan while you're at it. So if you're ranking these, well, first of all, you're no fun. But the A final on Sheet B, our feature game, is for first place. The D semifinal on Sheet A is essentially our third place game. And then you have essentially consolation finals for the B and C. The B teams, again, lost their first games and come back to 1-3 in a row. So
This stone was thrown by Susan Armitage as it approaches the house. Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, just making sure.
Of course, I am sitting right next to you. But no, I can hear you on my headphones too.
Yeah, I wanted to, yes, that is what I meant.
Is there like a pocket?
We have an update from A where Clear the House has stolen. Gets K thanks by. Stolen.
That makes it 4-2.
That makes it 4-2.
Okey-dokey.
So the youngsters are putting the wily veteran Michael Dobbs under a bit of pressure.
And meanwhile, Diana Black is putting her dad under pressure. Ha-ha! This may bode well for Diana, and then again, maybe not. She may have to walk home.
On Sheet C, we've just had one of those take out 2 guards, leave 1 shots. That was by the husbands. Ooh, I thought they seemed kind of young too to be husbands, but you know, people do marry young sometimes. I was nearly 30.
So was I, getting married. All right, over on Sheet C, we see their Windy City Rainbow skip Eric Reithel. He's going back to the hack for one of his skip stones.
This actually should be Vice Stones on Sheet C. Oh, no, I take it back. They're at the other end of the ice.
No, Eric is their skip.
Yes. On our feature sheet, an interesting bit of traffic for Stable Geniuses. Oh, an unfortunate little rub there off the guard, and that is not going to go quite where they want it to. It is astounding, if you're new to curling, it is astounding how nearly every end is different. How you end up with so many variants of what's going on in the house, because the placement of a rock, sometimes 1 inch differently, just affects all the angles and everything else you can have out there. It's one of the things that just makes it a marvelous sport. You don't really get that in bowling. In bowling, it's you either leave the 7 or the 7-10, or you know, there are only so many combinations you can leave. Not that bowling isn't a bad sport. And to name drop some more, I actually know the longtime ESPN voice of curling, Rob Stone, who is now with Fox on soccer. I met him in a soccer contest.
Oh, and I did say I prefer the NBC crowd.
NBC's
for Saturday morning soccer or British Premier League football.
NBC's Premier League broadcast really do set a standard. I should say by way of disclaimer, I am working for NBC some now. on their Olympics coverage. As we have a shot from Bond Girls that effectively buries a rock from Stable Geniuses. Probably not what they wanted. A quick update for our Triangle listeners. This is shaping up to be a pretty good end for Pride Rock, which has the hammer. They've got 2 fairly well-guarded stones in the back of the forefoot. In fact, they have 2 others that are in the house. Well, at least one of them is. And they are throwing their second one. They're throwing the first of their skip rots right now. First from Marilyn Hayes. And again, we cannot say enough about the game Marilyn Hayes played in the 9 a.m. session with at least 3 just spectacular shots. As we see here, peeling the guard. I can't really think of a reason for that. Now, I'm not a curling strategy expert, but not quite sure if that's really what they wanted to do, because now they have left a path so that if Bond Girls can come straight through, they can hit their own yellow and just send that red shot out the door. So I really can't think of a reason why Stable Geniuses would have wanted that rock to go there. They essentially removed a very valuable card. Being hard on this one, trying not to let it curl too much, and they get it past the guard and out the back door. Out the back door goes the red, and now Bond Girls are lying 3. They do not have the hammer, but they are lying 3. Despite the traffic you see in the house, it's still relatively early in the end. Going to end up sending Nutella all over the... What?
That has Nutella all over it.
Okay.
Oh! Wow, changing of the guards, so to speak. But really didn't hit any guards, but red is now sitting 1. Let me move the scoreboard a moment. They did a very nice shot.
Sheet C has just finished an end. We will try to get a word in there a little bit. Over on sheet D for our Triangle friends, Marilyn Hayes is going to have to come up with a good shot here. There is a yellow rock that snuck into the forefoot through a port. Seems like it's probably a fantastic shot. You wouldn't hear a cowbell from it because no one in the war room was watching that one. Marilyn Hayes makes contact. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Marilyn Hayes. Clanky, clanky, clanky for Marilyn Hayes once again. Marilyn Hayes. Yeah.
All right, on our sheet B, yellow is sitting 3 again.
Is there a rock I don't see at the other end, or no, there's not a rock I don't see at the other end. They were trying to count how many Triangle just scored. And it looks like they may measure to see just how many it was. We can tell you it was certainly at least 3. So Marilyn Hayes, oh, in fact, they put it up on the scoreboard. It's 5.
Wow.
Which I believe is the second time Marilyn Hayes has scored 5 in this session, so you can see why I asked you to clank the cowbell. Yes, they just put up a 5. Yet again, Marilyn Hayes goes through, puts up a 5.
Okay, hold
So,
on a second. I think I have something. Oh.
So congratulations to our Triangle people. I have no idea how this team lost anything because today they are playing out of their minds.
Wild and crazy sport of curling.
Yeah.
Y'all should come out and give it a whirl. Seriously. It is
I-
a fun game to play. Every shot is good. Every shot is important. And if you completely in your mind screw up, you really aren't, because you're learning with every shot.
Right, every shot is either fantastic or a learning experience.
Yes, indeed. We do not, smack talk is not permitted.
Oh, you know what? They put 5 on the board, but they have gone to the measurement.
Okay, so we will
Maybe it's
keep
just 4?
you.
Maybe it's 6? I don't think it's 6. I didn't see that many rods in there.
I believe this is Mr. Fields, the skip of Bond Curls. Throwing his first skip stone. All right, the sweepers are on it. Up, as soon as I say that, they stop. Happens every time.
Well, it is curling now, so I think maybe they just wanted to go a little farther in a straight line, and they bump another red one out the back.
I mean, they do take one of the yellow ones out of the back of the house.
All right, so yellow, though, still
looking good.
Yeah, still lying 3.
There is more
Yeah, they have 1 rock remaining, and red, our stable geniuses from Potomac, they have hammer. We're up to 23 now.
Wow, yay.
Awesome draw, Mark, says Irving Gillette. Yeah, yes it was.
Nice job.
Not even sure which shot he specifically, in fact, that was several minutes ago.
Mark Fields' shot.
Yeah, but Mark Fields has thrown a couple of awesome draws here. And the measurement is complete on sheet D. Looks like yellow won that measurement, so does that mean that triangle only got 4 instead of 5? Well, then we'll take back our clanking. They have not yet adjusted the scoreboard, so I don't know.
Getting the overhead. All right.
Boom.
Ooh.
Almost boom.
Oh.
So they did take out 1, and they have limited yellow. Yellow now just has 1 stone counting. Stable Genius. It's going to be difficult to see Stable Geniuses generating multiple points from this, though. It looks like they're probably going to be held drawing against 2. Well, depending on what. It's easy for me to say. I'm on this side of the glass. I couldn't make a draw stop at the 4 foot. So. Chris Allen wearing the Natalie dress. Chris Allen, as we've been saying, wearing the lovely red sweater and the skirt. And Mark Strawberry Fields, taking a bit of time. He's kind of situating himself in the hack for this one, and he looks a bit like me pointing his way down the ice to try to organize this one. Courtney is wondering about Pride Rock. Marilyn Hayes has been throwing shots like that all day. She is in Fuego. I believe that is her second 5 of the day. And yeah, she was in the feature game. They got 1 in their earlier game too. Nice draw here from the Bond girls. Courtney Shaw joining me on commentary, whether she means to or not, because she's close enough that we can hear her.
I could be like in the next state and you'd
we did say that in the earlier draw. We said you can probably hear Courtney yelling instructions on the ice, even if you're not listening to the webcast.
But we could not hear Courtney when she was giving the toast before this final draw.
Yeah, how was that possible? Here, repeat it into the. Okay, we've convinced Courtney to come in.
Haha.
Okay, we're going to unmute there. And we're going to see if we can hear Courtney. Courtney, what did you say in your toast?
Try it again.
You sometimes need to pull the mic right in front of your mouth. Okay.
That and I think one of the connections is a little loose on number 4.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Ah.
It was a little glitchy yesterday. Sorry, I don't have a lot of voice left.
Hi. There's our illustrious Courtney.
Oh, my toast was, it's always pretty sappy. I feel very honored to be able to bring this event to our club and to make it what it is. Really, it's the players, and everybody's so sweet. And oh no,
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, I was having a sappy moment, but like,
Oh, took out the red guard.
Shot
that
by,
was an unfortunate miss.
by a Potomac player there, Michael Fry. So the Bond Curls with a steal. Was it 1 or 2?
2.
Yeah, it was
Thinking 2.
Okay.
Bond Curls, I played them last night, and they are a very solid team.
From Royal Canadian, which we have confirmed is Toronto.
Yes, it is Toronto. They actually have a really large gay league at the Royal Canadian Curling Club. They have multiple draws that span all of Sunday, and I believe a second night of the week. I think like Thursday night as well. They have a couple draws there. They have a huge gay population at that club, and we're really fortunate to have them with us. And we have 3 teams from Canada, which is amazing. They're so supportive. A team from Vancouver, a team from Ottawa who's playing on sheet D, and these guys. So.
Whoops, we just had a hog.
Uh-oh.
Bone curls. Whoops.
We've seen it.
A momentary
Everybody
lapse.
does it on occasion.
A momentary lapse.
Yeah. Not me in my new shoes. Everything goes through the house in my new shoes.
Oh, were
It's
you?
all
Did you?
about the shoes,
Did you
folks.
move from a slider, like a step-on slider, to shoes?
Yeah, well, what happened was late last year, someone handed me Bill McDonald's old shoes.
Oh my
and-
God!
And
we missed
somewhere
Those shoes. You had Bill's shoes.
I did have Bill's
oh my
shoes.
Gosh.
And then somewhere. between
Sorry,
the
I
first
just
time-
have to say, Bill McDonald, for people who don't know, is just a beloved member of this curling club, and we lost him last year, and it was just a heartbreaking and devastating loss to our little curling community. But like, so I feel like those shoes are just, they've got to have some good energy.
They do, and I handed them to somebody else this year because I got new curling shoes. There was an interesting thing where the Velcro pads somehow disappeared between me using them for the first time and me getting home. I got home and I said, yeah, see, this is what curling shoes look like. And I took off the gripper and went, see, they have Velcro. What?
Oops.
They were gone. I
The
have no idea how.
sliders?
Yeah, I have no idea how that happened because if you've never put Velcro sliders on a shoe, they don't come off very easily. They don't just fall. So I don't know what happened to them, but then someone loaned me a pair of pads. Then my wife gave me a gift certificate for my birthday, which was right at the end of last season. So I had not curled in these shoes yet. My first time in these shoes, first curl of this season, I slid way past the hog line, which I don't normally do, having not great form, and kept sliding and sliding and sliding, and eventually I was to the point of yelling, "Help! Help! Somebody please help!" Because I'm not very good at getting back. You know, that's a problem. I'm gonna.
Pick me up.
I think at some point I'm just gonna have to slide all the way down the ice and walk around on the carpets because that would be safest for me. Because I can't do the Rebecca Knowles thing of balancing and putting the gripper on halfway in the house because I'm older and don't have the athletic skills of some of these people like
What
Dr.
does she
Knowles.
do? She puts her gripper back on.
I'm pretty sure it's Rebecca. She slides.
She's about to deliver, so we can watch.
Okay, so Rebecca, she's holding her
she
gripper.
holds it?
Holds
Does-
the gripper next to her stabilizer. She didn't slide that far on this one, so maybe she won't. But she often, let's see if she does.
Oh, and she just puts it on right
and
there.
she puts it on. And see, I can't do that because I need 2 hands to put this gripper back on. I actually was thinking of converting. They have these slip-on things that look like flip-flops, but for sliders. But I don't see them for grippers. So I was thinking of doing that just to get me back to the house after sliding that far. Because 49, my balance is not what it once was. not from my glamorous
Yes,
athletic days.
I did also notice this morning with the amount of champagne I had last night, my balance was not what it once was either. That might have explained why I shorted the house on 2 draws in the last end to lose.
You still played very well, and I think everyone was shorting the house in that end. It looked like
Yeah, everybody. In the meantime, in our game, the other games ended pretty quickly. So in that time, the ice kind of precipitously got slower, and I threw a new line with my second. My first one I threw, and I was light. Fair enough. Second one I adjusted, but I was on a different line, and it was not enough because we had not been playing on that line. So.
And yours went to extras, and Janine and I were saying to ourselves, please don't let this go to a 10th.
I thought it might.
Which would have been possible if Michael had not gotten his draw to the house.
It looked for a minute like he gassed that draw. I thought it looked heavy, but the ice was so slow at that point that it just ground right in.
Now, would you have gone to a draw at that point?
Heck no. I had terrible draw weight. I was like hoping
so you were going to play a 10th end.
I would have
and
played
leave us here till lunch.
End.
There was one game at a Bonspiel I was calling last year where I think we had already run into the next draw. There was a team here that they would have needed, I think, a shot to hit one stone, then another, then perhaps off the ceiling, then perhaps off the hack, and then come back, and all of that just to send it to an extra end. And they spent about 5 or 10 minutes, or it seemed like 5 or 10 minutes, looking at it, while we were all just here looking in the glass, going, please finish this up. Right. So.
But hey, there's always, you never know what could happen. They could have bounced that stone off of the ceiling and the back wall in the hack. So,
well, what they?
Oops, Bo, hold on.
I think we lost Bo.
I'm back.
Oh,
I'm back. So they say.
Connections.
Yeah. Do we need I think we might need some new cords here.
I just bought a new guitar/bass cable at Guitar Center for use with my band, which is good because
you play in a band, Bo?
Yes.
My son is at School of Rock, and they have just recently started an adult rock program to let those of us live out our high school fantasies.
Wow.
So those of us who spent all of high school playing guitar and learning Rush songs and never really having a place to play now have a place to play. And I'd been practicing drums a lot because my son plays keyboards and drums. And so then I got in the band, and there were a lot of drummers. So I get to play a little bit of drums, but they also have a lot of guitarists, and we don't need many keyboardists. So in that first show, I played a little bit of everything, including a couple of songs where I put down the guitar and played keyboards, which was fun. I got to pretend I was Geddy Lee.
Wow.
But then in this show, I'm playing.
Janina's enjoying this. This is a lot of color.
This is. Well, that's what
we're
we wanted to bring
the color phase. I think that Rock picked. It had to have picked.
I think
that
so.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Well, we had to bring you and Courtney both for curling expertise. You are my strategy teacher, and I still have not. I still did not manage to process the way lead rod's supposed to be thrown. So maybe in the next end, you can explain to me why they're making the choices they're making with the lead rods, and also bring them in because you are far more interesting than I am, as we have found.
But I told you my mom enjoys listening to your commentary.
You have told me that, and I have not heard from your mom on the YouTube.
She will never comment.
She will never comment,
no.
did she? And Melinda, I just checked. Melinda/Mindy says, I've been there, Courtney. I assume that was a reference to your shorting the house. And,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mindy Carlson made some amazing rainbow cupcakes. Unfortunately, when I came off of from my game last night, they were all gone. So I didn't get one of Mindy's amazing.
Were they only here Saturday? Because
or was it Friday? One of the days.
Okay.
I wasn't quite. It might have been Friday because I ate a lot of sweets and I was like, okay, I need to simmer down a little bit, and then I went back and they were all gone. But my husband tells me they were amazing.
Your husband's games always finished before yours did. Oh, and sheet C, by the way, someone just shorted the house, and I think that's the only rock that is not in the house.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just have to look at him when I say this.
Oh, he's buried in his phone.
Bo just said, your husband's games always finished before yours did.
Well, look at it this way. When you play mixed doubles, that's not going to be an issue.
No. He was either winning a lot or losing a lot and doing it with style.
You know, one of the first times I came out to the Wednesday matinee, having just joined last year, they had me playing doubles, me and Cheryl Kaminska.
Oh, I love Cheryl. She's
Yeah.
come and spared in doubles league before, and it's a draw game. You know, it's like all about kind of touch shots, and Cheryl with the stick, she really has a lot of finesse, and she and FL were kind of crushing everybody.
There are some very good stick colors in the Wednesday matinee. And then, of course, what's funny is that they're also very good instructors. I mean, it's a small crowd. And Howard once gave me and somebody else a really good instructional session on sliding, even though Howard is now a stick curler.
Yeah, he did use to play with the standard delivery, so, and he's always done a lot of teaching, so it's not too surprising. But yeah,
Right.
we do actually have quite a number of good stick curlers at our club.
Howard Griffin is a gentleman and a scholar and an excellent
Well,
stick curler.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Janine, I'm getting a word in edgewise. But I
Please,
gotta say,
Janine.
I
No, Howard
love-
is,
I
he
love
is
Mr.
one of the,
Griffin.
he is a good person.
Right.
He's
Above
helped
his-
me, although I'm still an awful stick curler, but he's working with
Well, you know what, Janine? You got to start off if you started off as an amazing stick curler, like,
yeah. I'd
where
be
would you have to
scared. Where
go?
would you
Like,
go?
if you're done, you're done, you know?
Yeah, nowhere but up.
Yeah, somebody was trying to talk me into switching to a broom delivery. Allison Greenspan. Greenman,
You're a stick curler, Bo?
No.
Oh.
I am a stabilizer curler.
Oh, stabilizer.
Yeah, so someone's trying to talk me into going to a broom. I said, by the time you teach me how to do a broom, I probably will be a stick curler. Depends.
Yeah, I've been talking about actually having a, this is curling a lot. Is
Yes,
he
it
by?
is.
Is he by?
And speaking of-
No, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, nobody might have put them on.
We have a stick curler on sheet C, by the way, for Windy City
Windy
Rainbows.
City. Is that Linda?
That is Linda, and
Yeah.
they just picked up one out of a gaggle of about 12 stones in the house. I did not see an overhead on that. Linda's first rock, unfortunately, has hogged. Sheet D, I know for our triangle listeners, this is the last rock. There is congestion in there. I think 2 of those in the house belong to triangle, and this one is... That was either a beautiful double takeout or they accidentally removed one of their own.
I think they gave up a steal of one.
You see a red one kind of towards
Sorry,
the back?
it's
Yeah.
Ottawa who I believe gave up a steal of one to triangle.
Yes, indeed. That was yes, they
Wow,
did.
they have a really, they're kind of on fire this game.
Yes,
Good
they
for
are.
them.
Triangle, and I did find out when the 5 and under spiel is at Triangle, so I'll put in the plug for it even, is on Valentine's Day weekend. So they've suggested I take my wife down there. My wife, I think, would prefer not to watch me curl, but I think maybe I could get her to go see some of her friends at, she graduated
Does she
from.
like beer?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good breweries there. I'm just saying.
There
she
are.
can go drink.
And she graduated from one of the universities there. I graduated from another one.
Are you from North Carolina?
No, I'm from Georgia.
That's with the
Georgia. Oh, he's showing me his Duke folder.
That's right.
Under 5.
I went to Duke. My wife went to,
UNC.
yeah.
Chapel
that's
Hill.
cool. Chapel Hill. That's right. But
It's a good. Okay, we're getting on the 100% color, Bo. We
Okay.
are getting sucked in. Oh gosh, this looks like it's really wide.
it's really wide, and it's going to bump the yellow one in, well,
They had
through
a
the
good.
house.
They had a good shot there to set up two after Mark tapped the guard into the house.
Yeah. We do have a red stone that's probably biting, since Ken informed us yesterday that if it looks like it's biting on the overhead, it probably is. So that means
Ken would know.
Ken would know. So that means we have a red from Stable Geniuses.
I was like, stabilizer what?
Stabilizer Geniuses. That's what they meant, right? The
Stabilizer.
Okay.
I mean, they certainly didn't mean to do a Trump reference at a gay Bonspiel, did they? Oh God.
Well, I assume a satirical one. That's my guess.
I mean, when your president is a satire, then, oh gosh, I need to, no, no politics on the webcast.
We will just all say that this is a very LGBTQ supporting crowd and leave it at that. So, by the way, the official name is Stable ampersand $sign geniuses. So perhaps they were trying to do a hashtag or, yeah, perhaps they were trying to do a hashtag and just messed up.
Actually, I think it's supposed to be at pound S.
At pound S, okay.
I believe. Hold on.
So on our feature sheet, we have Strawberry Fields, otherwise known as Mark Field, tossing toward what is a mostly
$sign.
empty house. In fact, if he hits this red one, it will be an empty house unless he manages to somehow spill a yellow one through there. And this might shape up as our second blank of the day.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
You won't, I don't think you can stick the sheet.
And so, Courtney, did you hear our match game joke earlier?
No.
Okay, I will say that after this shot. Repeating for some of the people who just, because we are up to 25 now, 27 now. My goodness, hello. I'm assuming a lot of you from Triangle.
Although, you remember, one of those is you. Bo.
Oh, dear.
Damn. He just put
They
it in.
spilled one of their own in there, so now a wide open draw for two. And I mean
Yeah,
wide open.
well, I mean, the rock was already in the house. He just made it more in the house.
It was. It's probably right. Okay, so Family Guy, one of my favorite shows, did a parody of Match Game.
The one with Gene Rayburn?
The old one with Gene Rayburn. And are you familiar with Match Game, Courtney? Do you know how the game worked?
No.
Okay, it was basically they have all these sort of innuendo things because it was the 70s. It was a very, very wild time, and they would say things like, you know, but each time he went to the bathroom, he forgot his blank, you know, stuff like that. And so the one that they put in was one they had on Family Guy was Freddie Forgetful was so forgetful that every time he tried to remember something, he drew a blank, and then they're all supposed to match what the blank was, and of course that was one. So. I know if you have to explain the joke, it's not that good. But, but you have to have known the show.
I didn't have the reference, though.
Well,
I guess.
Gene Rayburn, when he would read the statement, he would use the word blank for the blank that's left in the statement. And then the stars, the 6 stars, would write down their answer secretly, and then the participant, the player, would have to guess. The goal being to match as many of the 6 as possible so that you can get to move on to the bonus round.
And because we had people showing off on, had Michael Fry showing off here when he needed to draw somewhere in the house, he drew to the 4-foot, so that is 2 for the Potomac team. And we are tied at 4, so we're going to have a pretty good game here. We have a pretty good game on B and C. On D, it is just the dominant Triangle people, just like the Duke Blue Devils dominate North Carolina in every sport except basketball, football, women's soccer, men's soccer, lacrosse, swimming, track and field,
I don't
field
think
hockey.
Bo even needs
but
my
perhaps
help.
not Quidditch.
I wouldn't know about Quidditch. And also rugby, I know Duke barely fields a team, while the North Carolina team is very good, and they are proud to count my wife as one of their early members.
Women's rugby? Cool.
Yeah, it was women's rugby. She has not transitioned.
Transition to what?
This is an LGBT themed thing. So I'm saying that she has always been female.
She was always a lady.
She was always a lady.
Born a lady.
That's right.
Always
not
a woman.
gender identity. It's also
the Billy Joel song,
That's right.
Always a Woman to Me.
Gotcha.
That's a pretty one. That's one that I think my son will have to learn at some point. My son in 8th grade and in the School of Rock Vienna house band.
Oh, there's a song by Billy Joel called Vienna, isn't there?
Yes, there is. There are also curling pants called Vienna, but they are for women. So I had to get the Stockholm pants bought from Debbie McCormick, who is...
Janine, did I hear that you have a daughter who turned 20 yesterday?
Yes, I did. My baby, the youngest of my 2, Shannon. We got the name from the '99 Women's U.S. World Cup champion, Shannon. Was it McMillan?
Shannon McMillan, who I've interviewed a few times, and including recently.
And that's where we came up with the name. My ex and I are like, hey, you know what? Let's go with Shannon.
Yes, Courtney, you know I'm a poorly paid writer who's occasionally talked to famous people, right?
No.
Okay. I've interviewed David Beckham.
Once.
Well, no, actually, I interviewed David Beckham one-on-one once for a USA Today cover story.
It's funny that you mentioned David Beckham because, you know, in my previous commentary experience, we were talking about David Bowie's pants in the movie Labyrinth.
I remember.
Yes. Well, this is a really nice shot on
C. Yes, Windy City cutting the damage down. In fact, they have.
It
No,
looked
they
like
did not have Aaron, but yeah.
The only thing that can distract me from David Beckham's junk and that.
I thought we were talking about David Bowie's junk.
David,
no, I was
no,
saying,
pants.
speaking of.
I have also been in a locker room where with David.
David
Beckham.
Beckham was in, what was the. He did an ad campaign where he was in his underpants.
He's done many campaigns where he was in his underpants.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I think he did one for underpants.
It
and
didn't
one
look
for
natural, I'm just going to say. But maybe it is. But you would think that maybe Posh Spice would smile a little more if it was.
No,
real.
she was. Remember,
She will never-
trained not to.
Smiling gives you wrinkles. I think that's the.
right.
Lord.
So you just have to look
Well,
pouty all
when
the
you're
time.
modeling clothes, you're not supposed to smile because it'll draw attention to your smile instead of the clothes that you're wearing.
Yeah. Is that the reason, Janine?
Yes, that is the reason. You are not to
Oh,
draw
no.
attention away from.
And besides Courtney, such things don't matter.
What?
What you were talking
Smiling?
about? No.
For the size of your. The size of the socks in your
Oh,
underpants?
You are not going there. Well, hey, I do have to say, I went colorful. I saved my colorful tie-dye.
I mean, Janine, you're wearing.
Sweatpants and my
so much
obnoxiously
color.
loud socks. Always
Those are
save
very
these
loud.
for the Sunday.
I have a tote bag I can't reach that has a rainbow on it. Rainbow heart on
Yeah,
it.
a rainbow
Well, thank
heart.
you
So,
guys.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to sign off of this webcast before I say
No.
something that gets me in trouble.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's what Friday night was for. So you weren't even on with us the Friday night late
When
draw.
Eric,
Yes.
I did not hear. What happened? Nope, we can't talk about it on the webcast.
We've only lost 5 people off off our viewership, so it's not. It can't be
Since
that
I've
bad.
been on,
No, when you got on, it went up,
Went
and then
up.
it's gone back down
Oh.
since.
Too much color.
Too much color. Okay, Triangle people will tell you that your team still has a 9-1 lead. They are playing out the 6th, and your team has 3 in the house, and Yellow is desperately trying to drag one in to outcount. They'll outcount one of them, but not 2. So Red is line 1. It looks like they're down the skip rots.
Sheet A has been broken open.
Oh my goodness!
In what can only be described as
Wowzers.
the advantage of youth that you get from not drinking on Saturday night.
That would be 5 for Queer the House over there
On their
for the youngsters.
5th end, they scored a 5.
We'll see what Father Black has to say to Daughter
Father
Black.
Black.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Diana
after
may
that
have
one.
to walk home.
All right, so
I don't think Bruce would really want you to call him Father Black.
well, he and Christine are busy trying to sweep one across the hog line. and
Daddy
they are not
Black.
doing it.
This
Oh,
is
no,
a
they
gay
did get-
Bonspiel would call him Daddy Black.
So now we have 2
Okay,
games that are tied. And 2
I'm
games
going
that
to
are-
say my goodbyes. There's a lot of people still hanging around I'd like to touch base with.
Did
but thank
Dodge just
you.
give up 5 on sheet A? Yes, he did.
Who
Well,
was that from?
that was Melinda Mindy Carlson again. So
Yeah.
well, Courtney, thank you for joining us. It's always
Sorry
and,
I'm not brighter.
and
It's
Courtney,
been a long weekend.
yeah. And Courtney, thank you for putting this on. This is a
Yeah.
wonderful
Being in
event.
charge.
Even for people who are relative newbies like me, this is a lot of fun to come to. I had fun last year when I had just joined the club, having a lot of fun this year. Glad I blew off a trip to be here this weekend.
Well, oh wait, I've got to sign off and say goodbye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, glanced. It bounced off their own guard. Moved their center guard to the side, and the shooter went out the back. All right, looking at the overhead shot to Red.
To Red, of course, Yellow here, the Bond girls have the hammer. Having just given up 2. We've had 4 doubles and a blank in this game.
You may end up with an 11-ender this round.
That's okay, I don't need to get home.
I get to work from home on Monday, so yeah.
I get to work from home every day,
Oh,
although I
hey.
usually work from Starbucks. I actually will be, Yeah, check out NBC Olympic Talk for the Monday through Thursday, because you will have me running that while Nick
Ooh.
Zaccardi is in transit back from the Gymnastics World Championships. He was in Stuttgart to see Simone Biles win
Oh,
a
wow.
medal and another medal and another medal and another medal and so on.
But she didn't medal in one event.
There was one event which I don't remember what it was. It could not have been floor exercise. The floor exercise is
She
fantastic.
kicks butt.
It might have been uneven bars, which is theoretically her weak event, even though she's fantastic in that
I'm going to say she won all around, correct?
too. Oh yeah, by a fairly significant margin, just as the
Oh,
U.S.
goodness.
team.
Hold on. Watch this. Watch this.
And boom.
Boom. Oh.
They were probably hoping for boom, boom. They got boom,
Boom.
tap.
Yeah.
So.
And yes, Ms. Carlson Dobbs did give up a 5-end to the other team.
To queer the house,
The young
so-
guns, the youngins, the
youth before beauty in that one, I suppose.
youth before age. I don't know.
Right.
Beauty and age. Okay.
On sheet C, by the way, the Windy City Rainbows are making things very difficult for the husbands in this end. They have put 3 red ones in there. One of them might be 4th, but is more likely 3rd. And for our triangle people, it's still shaping up very well for the triangle people. In fact, I should probably watch this because this might be getting close to the end here. This is the 6th end, Golden Curls, going back to the other end of the ice. They've got their hammer here. They are throwing against 2. Yeah, definitely 2. Now those rods are toward the back of the forefoot. So Golden Curls, their skip, Mathieu Laforge. Golden Curls, by the way, one of those Canadian teams. They are here from Ottawa. I'll go ahead and call that shot for you while you watch the delivery from Bond Curls on our screen. Golden Curls throwing a fiery shot down here. I guess they're trying to get rid of at least a couple of the red ones in here. We're trying for this run back, boom. Laid Red's on the guard, whatever. So that's got to be 2 for red, which would make it 11-1. And that's handshakes. So congratulations, Triangle Curling Club. And I hope to see you in February at your 5 and under Valentine's Day, Bonspiel. That sounds like a great time. If you can put up with a wandering Dookie who is really bad at curling, I would love to see you there. I love the area. I love all you guys who come up to visit. It's been a pleasure to meet all the Triangle people who come up here. And again, Marilyn Hayes, as what we've seen today out of her, has just been absolutely fantastic. So if our Triangle people are to leave us now, thank you for tuning in. But please don't leave us because we have a very exciting finale here.
Woohoo!
We have a tie game in the 6th end.
On sheet C and B.
On C and B. Sheet A, which is essentially our 3rd place game, has broken open. Queer the House doing very well. Queer the House's only loss, by the way, was to Courtney Shaw. We should point out, to House of La Labia. I think Courtney needs to open up a little bit, be less inhibited. Don't you? I think
Absolutely.
she really seems too retiring and too staid and yeah.
Very sheltered life.
Absolutely, yeah.
A sheltered adulthood.
Absolutely.
Not.
But I'm glad I had a chance to thank Courtney because this is a wonderful event that she puts on. And it's funny how Courtney you would meet, and may seem almost cynical in a way, but she is really enthusiastic about curling. She's enthusiastic about LGBT rights, and she wants everybody to have a good time. And
Yep.
we're glad to have her here in Potomac, along with her husband Melvin, who is.
Oh yeah, let's not forget.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
The quiet half of the Shaw couple. Granted, I think anybody will be the quiet half of the Shaw couple, but no, Melvin also a great guy.
And a pretty good curler.
And a pretty good curler. Well, again, as they are a fierce mixed doubles, it would not surprise me to see them win a significant regional or even national championship in mixed doubles. They are quite the curling couple. Here on our featured game, by the way, this looks like it's going to get through a little bit. This could be a pretty good outcome for the Bond Curls. Bumping one of theirs right, just touching the tee line, still in front of it. So they've got
a nice promote.
Nice promotion. They've got one. They've got shot right now. They do have hammer. So as it stands now, Michael Fry from Potomac will try to improve the situation in the house. He's checking out all sorts of angles, perhaps seeing if he can get both of the yellows out of there. And if he were to get both of the yellows out of there, that would certainly make things very difficult and be a force at best. Did we update the score from C? Because that another big number has been posted.
Just did.
Okay, and that big number belongs to the Windy City Rainbows. And yeah, as I did mention toward the end of the last end, that they were in very good shape, and they did come out of that with 3. So they have broken up on that game a bit. It is 7-4 in the 7th end. So the Windy City team ahead of the Plainfield Potomac team. There, 7-4. In our feature game, Michael Fry has made his way back down the ice, contemplating this shot the whole way. His vice Mike Kriz is holding the broom. It does look like they're going to go for this double. That would probably be, I guess, nearly nose on that front yellow to hit the second yellow, the one in the forefoot thinly, and then have them go off in different directions. That's what they want to happen. Yeah, that's clearly what they're going for, and shot has a lot of pace to it. It needs to curl a bit. It is going to curl. This is going to make contact with the first one and the second one too, but not quite the direction they wanted. Still, that takes one out. It does leave yellow shot. So that's a little unfortunate for them. The tap on their back red was not what they would have wanted out of that. It's a very good effort. Just not quite the result they wanted. So now if the Bond Curls from Royal Canadian in Toronto, if they can get something through kind of a diagonal port and get it into the 8-foot or the 4-foot, they will leave a very difficult draw for 1. On the other hand, they could wreck on the guard, send 2 red rods in there, and red could have 3. On the other hand, they could bank it off the back bumper and off the ceiling and all the things I was describing earlier.
Bo Doer, always the optimist.
I just like to see interesting things happen.
Yes. And what you were saying about off the back wall, off the ceiling, reminds me of the old McDonald's commercial with Larry Bird and was it Air Jordan or Magic? No, it was.
Wait a minute, no, it was
Jordan. It was Michael Jordan.
It was, okay. I want to say it was Magic because Larry and Magic had the legendary rivalry.
Yep.
But that could have been Michael. It was McDonald's, wasn't it?
Yes,
it was probably Michael.
As
So this shot bites. It is not out counting anything, though.
No.
It is still going to be not the easiest of shots to score. You could do the outturn promotion, or you can do, the outturn draw, or an in-turn promotion to score. Getting near the end of the 6th end here. Between ends, by the way, I'm going to hydrate because I have just finished my beer, and bear in mind I don't drink beer very often, so I'm starting to see about 3 sheets. No, we are playing on 3 sheets, so that is the correct number of sheets. To the wind, you might say. No. I just like making Janine laugh.
It's working. Hey, as long as the commentator and the camera operator are happy,
that's
then
right.
you know what?
Is Courtney's mom still on the draw? Still on the webcast.
I don't know.
If so, you just missed Courtney. Please rewind.
Yeah, please rewind.
Be kind, rewind, as they say.
Oh, wow. That's from the, what, 80s and 90s?
Windy City, meanwhile, trying to basically put away this game on sheet C. Had a lot of weight, but it hit nearly no, so it didn't move quite a ton of granite. It's hard to, can't quite tell if that's what they wanted to, just about to the point where I'm going to stand back and try to look at both sheets if I can.
Well, right now, from this angle, it looks like Windy City is sitting 1.
Sitting 1, again, they posted 3 in the last end to sort of break up a tight game. We're only on Vice Rots, though, so a lot can change in that. We'll come back to that because we are having the last delivery here of this end from Michael Fry. Fry does not have hammer. The Bond curls have hammer. Fry very nicely draws around the outside guard, bumps the yellow out of play. So actually, red now lying 3.
Maybe 3?
Definitely 3.
Okay.
Okay. I underestimated Fry's position there because for some reason it didn't occur to me that taking out that yellow was kind of the best shot. I was thinking too much. That's what happens when you look too much at one side of the house. They call it chess on ice sometimes, and you can make a huge mistake in chess and look only at the queen side or the king side and forget to look at the other side where the danger really is. So Bond curls will have to follow pretty much the same path, and if they have a fair amount of room to draw, they have that red as backing, and so yeah, if they use that backing, they'll score 1. So the only thing that's nerve-wracking about this shot is that they are drawing against 3. If they were to wreck on a guard, this could be a really negative outcome for them. Oh, this looks narrow to me. Oh, this is very narrow. Unless they're trying to go through the port to the center. No. Mark Field is very frustrated. They're sweeping, trying to make something of it. I think they have just given up a steal of 3. Yeah, if anything, it's going to bump a red just a little bit into. That is a steal of 3. Yeah, you could see it when it was halfway down the ice. Mark Field gesturing, not very happy with that shot at all. Okay. With that, I'm going to go get a non-alcoholic drink. So, be right back.
Okay, and that leaves me alone. I'll take water. Okay. Yeah, let's do some lovely hydration. Wasser in German, agua in Spanish. All right, that's pretty much the only 2 I know. Okay, here we are. All right. This is Susan Armiger.
Bruce, go early. Perfect. Okay. He's good.
Simone has arrived. She is the mom of the Kennedy brothers who are playing over on sheet A, Cedar and Hudson, along with Odessa and Diana. That is the Clear the House team, which is, they are up 9-3 over the K, thanks, bye team. All right. I'm going back to the hack. I believe this would be Chris Fermanic. 9-6. Ooh, K thanks bye. Bounced back a little bit. On sheet A, Clear the House on top. 9-6 over K. Thanks bye. Uh-oh. Hogged, which means it did not pass the far hog line. So you refer to that as hogging a stone, and it is immediately taken out of play. It happens. It happens to everyone. All right, here's another one from Susan Armiger.
Yes, Bruce.
Yeah, they're keeping the game moving.
Yeah, all the way.
All right, you can see a little bit of what's going on over on sheet A. All right, on our sheet, the two gentlemen are escorting this red stone down, okay, into the house and into the back 8. Ooh, touching the 4, but that's okay. All right, let's go back to this view. You can see what's being called by Mark Fields.
So we have 3 games in the 7th inning now. One finished early. That would be the Triangle Pride Rock defeating Golden Curls of Ottawa.
Bo, you did miss a hogged stone.
Oh, I'm sorry to have missed that.
Happens to everyone.
Yes, and it's always reassuring to know it doesn't just happen to me.
At least not this time. No, it happens to every player.
Yes, it does.
You know.
You will occasionally see it at the very highest levels at Olympics and World Championships. Yeah.
Yes, you will. 9-6 on sheet A.
Sometimes people try to throw a very high guard. And
Oops.
yeah, so 6. Michael Dobbs, the Potomac team, striking back with 3 after giving up 5. So that game not over.
Quick, Bo. Get it tight. Top ball, please.
If I read the brackets correctly, the 6 teams that you see out here have a combined 4 losses in 12 games. I believe so.
Wow.
Basically an 8-4 record on the weekend. So
Wow.
teams have done very well on the weekend, and must also be exhausted by now.
Yeah, and depending where you're from, you may have a long drive or flight home.
That's right.
I wonder if our Canadian teams, if they're flying back on Monday. I wonder.
I heard someone at another table say that they were still going.
One tight.
They were staying another 2 days.
Oh, to perhaps
Yes!
discover more of the wonderful metropolitan Washington, D.C. area.
On a federal holiday, no less.
Yeah.
A great save, by the way, from our youngsters that cleared the house, keeping one of their rods from catapulting into sheet B and destroying every rock on that sheet. That flew out of there.
We have an update on sheet C. Oh my.
Whoa. Big numbers being posted when we're not looking.
Windy City Rainbow has given up. The husbands, basically, are what we're saying at the end of N7, have gained 4, so now they are in the lead, 8-7 over Windy City Rainbow. The plot thickens, shall we say.
That's the closest of our remaining games, and they are already in the 8th then. They are flying ahead of the other 2 games that are both still halfway through the 7th.
We still don't have answers online. Plenty O'Toole and Kissy Suzuki were in which 2 Bond films? Unfortunately, I cannot recall the answer. I'm drawing a blank.
On sheet A, another big weight takeout that has to keep everyone alert so they do not meddle with the game on sheet B. I think if sheet B sees any more of those shots come their way, they may ask to move to sheet D, which is vacant. or perhaps they may want to put down some hacks on on all the ice rinks of the neighboring ice house. It is a big complex here. They have three
Three to four
rinks
hockey
over
rinks.
there. One of them Olympic size. You do see figure skaters in there practicing a good bit.
Oh, yeah.
And you also
Of all
see
ages.
right, and you see youth hockey players and also college hockey teams
And adults.
and adults. Yes,
And the peewees as well.
all ages playing hockey in there. All the locker rooms named after various Winter Olympics. It's a really charming place. So thinking of moving here. Nose hit there for Stable Geniuses. They have 2 in the house. They are, after taking their big steal of 3, they seem to be in good shape to avoid giving up too much in this end. Patrick Lamb now in the hack for the first of his Vice Rots. Or Kissy Suzuki, to read the back of his shirt. Yeah, I'm just always mesmerized by Diana Blatt's form over on sheet A, and I actually have a good view of it. It looks like it's going to be another big weight takeout. Please get someone over there to guard against bumping into. Oh, that one went bang, bang, bang. It's a fairly open house over there, which would be to the benefit of Queer the House, our young players from Potomac, as they have a fairly substantial lead. The second of Vice Rots here for Mike Kriz of Stable League Geniuses from Potomac. And he is simply going to get rid of the yellow one that's in the house. And will that one stick around? It will. So again, Stable Geniuses, 2 in the house, none for yellow. I heard the word freeze, but I'm not sure which sheet it came from. It would be a pretty good shot for the Bond Curls if they could freeze to the red. Freeze to the red and be shot. This is the last of the Vice Rots. We'll be up to Skip Rots after this. Just had a little flash through for Windy City on sheet C. To talk a bit about the goings on sheet C. They're in the 8th end, and Windy City just had a flash through that they probably didn't want. Windy City maybe a bit rattled from giving up 4 in the last end and surrendering their lead. They will have Hammer coming home. But now the husbands, the Plainfield Potomac team, putting a nice wall of guards in front of the one they have in the house. Back on our feature sheet, the first of the Skip Rots from Michael Fry. He appears to be targeting that one yellow in the house. It'd be nice if he could go cross face on this and avoid jamming against his own red, and it is going to curl and go cross face, and this, if it sticks, that is a perfect shot, and it will stick around. Leaves the red exposed. On sheet C, Windy City just bumped a few things around. No, got 2 yellow in play now for the husbands. There's even curling on behind this, and I have no idea who that is. It's not us. But it's somebody with pretty cool telestration graphics. They're looking at different angles. Either that or I'm seeing spots.
Seeing spots.
Okay.
That's it, buffering.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's buffering. It looked like it was it looked like the dots on there were checking out different angles that the shot could take, but it actually is buffering.
It's been a long weekend here at the Potomac Curling Club in Laurel, Maryland, part of the greater metropolitan Washington, D.C. area. Please visit our website, curldc.org.
We are skip rocks on sheet A, by the way, and Clear the House has a couple of them in play, and things might be looking a little iffy there for K. Thanks Bye. We have not named the Michael Dobbs team over there. It is K. Thanks Bye.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, another one of our good names playing into the LGBT theme of this event.
And friends.
And friends, LGBT.
And friends.
Q and allies and everything, yes. People who favor inclusion would be the
Diversity.
overarching theme here.
Diversity.
So for K. Thanks by Michael Dobbs, it looks to be maybe drawing around several. They are down 9-6 without hammer, and from how it looks here, it doesn't look like they're going to steal. So they may be looking at a deficit of 4 going into the 8th. I think this one may be in the early. Sheet C again, fairly far into the 8th end right now. I'll give you an update on this after the last of Michael Fry's shots. Michael Fry seems to be doing a moderately simple draw / guard. Getting it into the house and also blocking off any path to get the one they have in the forefoot out of there. Boy, the camera is deceiving because I guess the camera is deceiving. My own eyes are deceiving because from looking straight down the sheet, it looks like that is in the house. From looking at the overhead, it is not. On sheet C, Windy City just wrecked on one of their guards. They need to score in this end to prolong it, and they are facing 3 in the house right now as we get to skip. We are in skip rocks.
Oh boy.
And speaking of skip rocks, this is the last delivery now for Strawberry Fields, Mark Field of Bond Curls from Royal Canadian. Facing 3 in the house. The draw path to the center is guarded by the last shot that was just thrown. He's going through a port over on the right. If it were to curl fairly significantly, he could maybe outcount the one red. It's going to have to go. It's got to go and nick off the red and get into the center. It didn't need to get off the red, but didn't need to. It is just barely going to miss. That is going to be a steal of 1. Steal of 1 for Stable Geniuses from Potomac. Michael Fry leads by 4, 8-4, but we will play on. Oh, we have handshakes on sheet A. So, Queer the House, the young kids from Potomac, they have won the D event, which is basically 3rd place. So a great showing for them.
Yes, and we don't know what happened in their 7th end score-wise, but we'll keep up what we see here. Clear the House 9 over K Thanks by 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they had to. I'm not sure they threw their last. So.
Yeah.
I'll play the center and the wing.
And on our feature sheet, the first shot, quite intentionally, goes through the house. Stable Geniuses just going to try to cut down traffic. I'm going to keep an eye on sheet C, which is still in the balance here. Windy City Rainbows trailing by 1. This is the first of their skip rocks.
By Eric.
Eric Reithel. Probably going to try to get rid of some of the traffic. He does have the draw path on the other side. And he just complicated it in a big way.
Ooh.
Not sure if you can see sheet C from our cameras.
Well, on this, someone's standing in the way, but it looks like 2 yellow.
It is
worse, but
it is 2 yellow, and what's worse is that his shooter rolled over to guard one of them and take away the other draw path.
our house is open.
Yeah, our house is open by design. I did not.
That one went straight through.
By design, they do not want. They do not want any traffic in there. And applause for Clear the House as they come in, having placed third in the Glitter Bombspiel. So now, the last shot of the end on the way from the husbands, from Kyle Foster, the Plainfield Potomac rink. Everything is pretty well guarded. So I guess they are just out to take away more of a draw path. I guess they're thinking in case one could be drawn through a port and hug the little blue training line and the center line. Windy City now has to find a draw path from somewhere. They could possibly promote one of their own into the 4-foot. And we're seeing more rots on our feature game. If you liked seeing rots thrown through the house, this is the game for you.
So basically, if you like to throw rocks at houses.
That's right. Well, we're in a glass house right now. So
Yeah,
anyway,
true. All right, there is a path over on sheet C. It's not likely, but at least from where I'm sitting on this side of the glass, if he gets past the first 2 red guards and then goes to the center of the 2 yellow stones in the 4-foot, could score 1 and tie that game.
I think the difficulty with that is that it would have to already be curling as it gets through those guards. And then the trick would be to have it curl through those guards, but then not curl so much that it goes wide of one of the yellow ones already in the house. On our feature game, we have seen 2 guards thrown successfully by our yellow team, the Bond Curls. One of them has now disappeared. Stable Geniuses now has 1 in the house, which they probably didn't want, but it's off pretty far in the house. It's not going to cause them too many problems. They may be running people out of rots very soon. Bond Curls with their 4th delivery of the end, the second of their second rots. This is Jordan Stewart. We have not forgotten about sheet C. They're just taking a very long time trying to figure out how they can possibly get a rock in here. Bond Curls, meanwhile, comes into the house, sweeping hard to get it past the tee line. Okay, then.
I think over on sheet C, they're going to try to promote one of their own red stones from the center guard straight back into the forefoot.
Is a
towards
long
the
promote.
butt.
And that red guard is just past the hog line, so it's going to travel a great distance.
And we're watching it.
Oh,
Oh, no, it went off. Hold on.
No, not quite.
Oh.
Not quite. Oh, but a noble effort there from Windy City to
Indeed.
try to score one in the 8th. But that game is going to go the way of the husbands from Plainfield, Potomac. That was an exciting final shot. Anyway, I hope you got to see that out of the corner of the screen a little bit. So our feature game is the only one left, and it doesn't have much left in it, really. We are at Vice Rocks. So we're already to the point where all 4 remaining, no, wait, not all 4. We're the last of our second rods, I'm sorry. Or has a rock disappeared? Oh, no, there's a yellow rock guarding. So all 4 remaining yellow rods have to get in the house and be scoring unless they somehow tick their guard into the house. One of those spectacular tick the guard into the house and yet leave the shooter in. So I think Stable Geniuses wants to just get out of here and come in here and state their applause. So Mike Grizz just has a bullseye on that yellow one. This should do it. Boom. Out it goes. And we have handshakes. We have a champion. Woohoo! We have a champion of the Glitter Bombspiel. Congratulations to Stable Bleep Geniuses of Potomac. Michael Fry, Mike Kriz, Brandon Morse, and Susan Armiger are your champions.
Oops, hold on. I think I made a mistake. Yep. All right, all 4 games have ended.
The last 2 ended one right after the other.
Okay.
So we'll stick around just for a little bit to say our farewells and maybe see. Maybe we'll use the warm room cam to say hello to our winners here.
Oh, was that a hint? There you go.
No?
Ah, there you are. Here, please.
Hi. Yes, I've been standing for a while, as I tend to do to get a good view of things. We have pictures being taken on sheet C, so give them a little bit of time to come in from that really exciting game in our B event between the husbands and Windy City Rainbows. Both of those teams were, I believe, 3-1 coming into that game.
Yes, and I can tell you that Windy City's first game that they did lose
Right.
was a loss of 11-0. I believe
I did not.
Yeah, I did know that only because they told me that last evening. Sorry about the camera moving around a lot. We're trying to get you interesting shots here in the warm room.
All right, a little bit of applause now for the people coming in from sheet C. Windy City and the husbands. And now a big round of applause for Bond Girls, our runner-up, and a big round of applause for Stable Geniuses, our champions.
Okay. Again, we appreciate you tuning in to our broadcast here from the Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center in Laurel, Maryland. With our website, please visit curldc.org. That's curldc.org. We have many programs, leagues, events going on. Learn to curls. And the facility, it can be rented out if you have a group of family, friends, coworkers who want to try this very fun game. Again, it's all positive, all on the up and up. We encourage people to, hey, give it a go. It looks pretty easy on TV. It may even look easy here in this webcast. But it is one of those things you have to do a while to
Okay. You can come to a Learn to Curl event or do as I did and come to a Saturday morning extravaganza. Do
Yes.
try to sign up early for those. Those sign up on Wednesday nights for the Saturday that is 10 days away. Saturday, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. It does fill up quickly.
does.
Come on out, and you will get hooked, as I can testify, because I have made a drive of 40 minutes twice this weekend and I'm not even playing.
Well, my drive is a little longer, but it is highly dependent upon the traffic on the Beltway.
Oh, mine is too, which is why I'm not in a weeknight league. So.
Yes, so indeed the Glitter Bombspiel is winding down. We thank all of the coordinators, all of the teams who helped everything flow very well. We appreciate Bo with his commentary.
And thank you, Janine, camera operator. Thank you to all the people who were operating and commentating this weekend. Ken Clark, who really set things up with the cameras very well. And I saw, Courtney did commentary. Laura Yee did some commentary.
We had
Keith Wood did some commentary.
We had some visitors
right.
from the Windy City Curling Club commenting. We had Joe Rockenbach, and we also had a gentleman from the Detroit team that helped me out yesterday. And again, there is all sorts of things happening curling-wise, not necessarily, here at Potomac Curling Club, but also at many curling clubs across the country. Please give our fun sport a try.
That's right.
Bo, parting remarks, very last remarks.
Very last remarks. Thank you to the 5 of you who stuck around to hear all this.
Thank you, Tim. Leroy, whose favorite thing to say is pretty much.
Pretty much. All right. So thank you. This has been a wonderful event. Hope to see you out here soon. So from the Potomac Curling Club, a stone's throw from the Capitol Beltway. Thank you very much.